For the last 3 years, we've organised an event in support of the charity Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders. The event has taken the form of a 24-hour show streamed onto the internet. And we're going to be doing another event this year. It's going to be taking place over the weekend of the 8th and 9th of September. And over the last 3 years, we've managed to raise over $100,000 for the charity. Of the $100,000 that has been raised, about 25% of that has come from items donated by you that are subsequently sold on eBay.
On the subject of people donating things to be auctioned to raise cash, I've got something that I'm going to donate, and it's something that I find to be extremely precious, that I would really, really love to keep for myself, but I'm going to part with it for money. And what it is, if you remember the Quran scientist miracle claims in the Quran, this is the truth that I've got a channel debunking, where I've interviewed the scientists that were misrepresented. In your case, there is no doubt that this knowledge which we read now in the Quran is light from the divine knowledge that has been revealed to Muhammad.
That's not me.
They were reading us certain verses from the Quran, and then they would say, is this compatible with present-day scientific knowledge? In some cases we said yes, because always is. In almost every religion there's always something that is compatible, and in other cases we say no.
He asks you this question and you say, that is a difficult question which I've been thinking about since our discussions here. I am impressed at how remarkably some of the ancient writings seem to correspond to modern and recent astronomy. Were you genuinely impressed about how remarkably the writings matched?
Not really, no. So I was being charitable and polite at that time.
The accounts that I've got, there's one here which is a Quran which has got claims for scientific miracles in, and you're listed in the back, and it says for that part, and when he was asked about the source of the Quran, he replied, well, I would think it must be the divine being. So are you saying that that is a misrepresentation?
That's a misrepresentation.
Did you become a Muslim?
No.
Did you become a Muslim?
No, I've never been a Muslim before. I've never been a Muslim afterwards.
Did you become a Muslim as a result of this event?
No.
Did you become a Muslim?
No.
There is a Quran called by someone called the Quran Project, and in this book it's got these people from the documentary This Is the Truth are quoted in there, like Alfred Kroner and so on, stating that there are scientific miracles in the Quran. After interviewing these people, I've interviewed 4 of them: William Hay, Alfred Kroner, Pete Palmer and Professor Tom Armstrong. I sent this book to each of them, and every one of them kindly wrote a statement inside the book saying that their views were misrepresented. I'll read out the statements to you. William Hay wrote, "The statement attributed to me in this volume does not correctly represent my views." Pete Palmer says, "As one of the scientists in the project on miracles in the Quran, I was not then, nor am I now, convinced that any of the Quranic scientific statements are of divine origin." Mr. Armstrong says, "My appearance in the video This Is the Truth, sponsored by Sheikh Zindani, has been edited after the fact to misrepresent my interviews as endorsing the scientific validity of interpretations of the Quran." And finally, Alfred Kroner writes, "The statement made on various internet pages do not reflect the opinion that I voiced at the time of a TV interview in Jeddah, took me out of context, and the entire matter is fabricated." I'm not sure if you can see the text, but what we've got is statements by these scientists in their own handwriting with their own signatures, basically refuting the lies of the scientific claims of the Quran made in their names. I would like to auction this for MSF event, and considering how much I would dearly, dearly love to keep it, but I can't because they only signed it because I was going to auction it. I really hope that someone's going to pay a lot of money because this is a really unique item. The snippets of statements were only tasters. They weren't the entire statements made by the people. So if you want to know the entirety of what they wrote, you'll have to make sure you're willing to pay the most money.
You're pimps. 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 You're pimps.